Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. As you can see, I have a very special guest with me today, Mary Ellen Ciganovich. She is the author of Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. This is available on Amazon. We're going to be talking about this book today, and it is something that you must get. Mary Ellen, thank you so much for being here, and welcome to the show.
Oh, Earl, thank you so much for blessing me. It's such a blessing to know you, and much less be on your show. So thank you so much.
Wow. Well, Mary Ellen, the first question that I really want to ask is, why did you write the book?
Well, actually, I wrote Truth, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing, because my followers on Facebook, they kept reading my Truth of the Day posts. And I kept getting comments back, can't you put these in a book to where you can buy them? And I thought, well, I can. And of course, you know how much work a book is.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I didn't want to reuse the truths that I had already. Now, some of them have been on the internet since, okay? But I actually sat down, and it took me probably about 6 or 7 months to write it. Okay. And I would write Monday through Friday. I'd write 1 or 2. You think about 366 divided into 6 months. And then I just compiled them, and actually I really didn't know what to do with them until I spoke with Cyrus Webb of Conversations Live, and he was gracious to take a book and make it into a reality for me. So I wrote it because everybody kept bugging me to put them into a book.
Now, I watch you on with Cyrus Webb every Friday. You guys have the Truth of the Day, with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and I watch you guys on Facebook, and it is so inspiring. And just seeing the response that comes from that, from taking one of these truths every day, basically every Friday, and expounding on that. What has been the response for you from people that are actually doing the work that is in this? Because this is work. These are truths, but these are action things to do.
Yeah, and you said the key word there, Earl, is it's work. It's nice to read the book. It's nice to get the book, and you can read it and put it down. And just like anything else, if you don't work those truths, if you don't live those truths, you might as well not buy it. I'll tell you that right now, because it's not going to change your life.
Do you find that so many people, and being in the coaching space where I am, it's funny to me that people will buy courses, they'll buy books, they'll hire coaches, and they don't apply any of the work that's there to do, or very minimal, or they just try it for a week or two and they quit. Give these people some advice, because when people are looking to change their lives, which this book can really help them do, what advice do you give them on sticking it out?
Well, you have to stick with it. If you really want to make the conscious choice of changing your life, not just the ego choice of, gee, I might change, or, I really should change. But if you want to make that knowing choice of, I want to change my life, be a success, go get them and make this world a better place, you have to stick with it and do the work. Little by little, day by day. It's just like exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise doesn't work if you go once a week. It doesn't work if you go once a
Darn
month.
it.
Yeah. And if you go at least 3 times a week, or do something in your home, or walk your neighborhood, or do whatever you're doing for exercise, it will help your body. And you've got to stick with it.
So many times, and I found in my own life, like with the books that I've written and am still writing, it seems like the message comes to the messenger first. How has your own book helped you?
Well, it helped me to become aware of what I needed to work on. And that's the truth for anybody. The key to anything is first awareness. Awareness of self with a capital S, meaning self with the higher power. Okay?
Yes.
Not the small s, the ego mind. Okay.
Right.
And the best way I teach people to do this is to the philosophy of 1 finger out, 3 fingers back.
Mm-hmm.
The good you see in others is the good you have inside yourself.
Yeah.
And the things about other people that hook you are the things about yourself that you need to step back and learn.
Yeah.
And there's a whole nother rationale. I'm going to be talking about that on Monday on Facebook Live. If people want to
Awesome.
join me on Monday for awareness.
Yes. Let's talk about that for a moment, because I've been so inspired by seeing you every Friday with Cyrus Webb, and I see you branching off and like really owning the space that you're getting into. How is that feeling for you after the past, 2 weeks that you've been doing that on your own? Where did that confidence come from, and how is that making you feel now?
Well, actually, you motivated me. I will tell
Oh
you
my God.
that. You motivated me. Of course, Cyrus motivates me. And I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking to myself, okay, I can do this. And every time I do a Facebook Live, I'm like, I do it wrong or something happens, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to still do it.
Yeah.
And I get some good comments from it, and hopefully I'll get better and better week by week
Hmm.
if I can figure out how to do it correctly.
We all start somewhere, believe me. All of us start with that initial trepidation a little bit. And if things don't work exactly how we think they should work, it can cause that little fear. You start perspiring, when things aren't going well. But it's just that pushing it through and that pushing it through. And I know you've probably covered a lot of that, even, within the book. It's like persevering and going through the things that you have to go through. And so, I mean, knowing that, like, you've battled with epilepsy, you're battling with MS.
Yeah.
How is it that Mary Ellen Ciganovich stays positive and focused through the turmoil or the uncomfort that you have to go through from time to time? Manifesting the life you desire is your birthright. You have the power within to create the reality you want to live in. In my free 5-day challenge called Quantum Manifestation Alignment, QMA for short, you will learn the tools to transmute your past, get rid of self-limiting beliefs, and discover the power that you have within to manifest the life you deserve. Register for the free QMA 5-day challenge at www.drerbhall.com/QMA 5-day challenge.
I think I know all
Mm-hmm.
my life, I haven't had a choice.
Okay.
For some reason, God put me through these things not to hurt me
Mm-hmm.
and to teach me to be the strong person that I am so that I can now reach out and help other people.
Mm-hmm.
But just going through epilepsy as a kid, I was diagnosed when I was 6. I was in first grade. And my mother, of course, back then it was like 1950, whatever.
Okay. don't use dates.
But it was, looked on very poorly, very badly. And my mom always I remember coming home from the diagnosis and everybody in my family is sitting at the kitchen counter and the lights are off and they're crying.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm like, I was 6, I was in first grade. I'm like, somebody died. I know somebody died. I wonder who it was. So I went up to my mother and I said, who are you crying for?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, oh, nobody, sweetheart. We're crying for you. Now I'm 6 years old and I'm like, ha, you're crying for me?
Yeah.
Hello? And I went through all my life. My mother would come up to me and say, at least you don't look like it. I used to wonder what people with epilepsy looked like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What do they look like?
And I was always taught to hide it until I went to college. And when I went to college, I joined a sorority. I joined the Alpha Chi Omega sorority. And I remember telling my roommate, and I said, well, I have epilepsy. And I mean, they'd already initiated me, so they couldn't kick me out. And and she goes, well, so what? Must be a very mild case. And I'm like, what do you mean, so what? Because I had been taught, my
Conditioned.
self-esteem was like 0 growing up. Even though I looked okay, because I hadn't been taught that I was okay even with, I felt that was a black spot within me that I had to hide.
Okay.
And I went through a long journey with that until I finally worked with a neurologist up at the Yale New Haven Seizure Clinic in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And because my daughter was little, she was diagnosed with it, and it was a misdiagnosis. She didn't really have it. They diagnosed her on my case. He was doing a study of women's hormone imbalances being related to epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
And he really thought that's the kind of epilepsy I had. So it was a long journey in accepting myself because I didn't see my own family accepting me.
Is it one of those things where, like, have you found in your own, dealings with different people that conditioning that happens early on in life, like what you went through, can really be the cause of them not pursuing things, even though it's a false thing? You know what I mean? Yeah,
you can allow it to hold you back. And I understand how bad it is. I remember being in the hospital one time for something else, flu or something like that. And the nurse came in and put a tongue depressor on my door. And I said, why don't you just put a sign on the door saying person has epilepsy? And I always tell people, I'm not epileptic because that's your whole self. Part of me has epilepsy to deal with, And I was so mad at her. Well, at that point, I went into a seizure.
Oh my gosh.
And she came back and said, see, I told you. I was like, whatever. But I haven't had anything, knock on wood, for 30 some years. So,
well, tell us a bit about like your Monday show. When can people see that, and how can they sign in or log in to be able to be in your presence?
Well, I'm going to do a Monday Facebook Live at 8:00, hopefully. Mm-hmm. I've already done truth and what truth is with a capital T and what truth is not with the small t. Mm-hmm. I've done beliefs and knowing, meaning getting out of your beliefs and into your knowings. And this coming Monday, we're going to talk about awareness, because before you can make that conscious choice to change, you have to know that there's something you need to change.
Yeah.
You have to become aware of self.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then every Friday we can see you with Cyrus Webb, right? On Facebook as well?
Yes, 8:00 Friday morning. So Monday and Friday I get up early.
8:00 Eastern. 8:00 Eastern. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's like I was telling Cyrus, I think we're the only people that, wake up before roosters do. Because it's so funny. I'll see Cyrus posting at 3 a.m. I'll see you posting at 4 a.m. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
Commitment. All right. And so obviously, everyone, I want you to make sure you go out and get the book, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing by Mary Ellen Ciganovich. It's available on Amazon. Go pick up your copy now. Mary Ellen, the last thing that I want to ask you is this. Throughout your life, and there are always things that we key in on, especially once you get around our age. You key in on some things that you've experienced and gone through. What is the one thing that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt now that you wish everyone else knew?
I want everyone to know that there is a higher power, and that higher power resides in you. It resides in you, and it resides in everybody on this planet, and that we are all one. Yeah. And to be prejudiced against anybody or anything is to be prejudiced against yourself.
Yes.
We all need to connect with that. When you connect with that higher power within you, you can cure anything, you can manifest anything, you can have anything that you want. It's your choice.
Well, Mary Ellen, thank you so much for that wisdom. Thank you so much for the time you took out today to just be here with us. I thoroughly appreciate you. I'm looking forward to meeting you in November. We'll be on stage together with Cyrus Webb in Pearl, Mississippi, November 2nd. Make sure everybody get your tickets. They're free, by the way. So make sure you RSVP. I'm so looking forward to meeting you and being with you, and just have an honor to share a stage with you. To talk about what we're going to be talking about on that day. So thanks again.
You blessed me so much. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. And make sure everyone, once again, go over to Amazon right now, pick up Mary Ellen's book, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. Pick it up on Amazon right now. And we'll see you on the next episode.